Chapter 2, Rhymes. I sat at my table very nice. Mrs. passed out colored paper for our invitations, and she passed our curly ribbon, and lace, and paste, and bottles of sparkly glitter. Just as a reminder, she said, we do not paste glitter on in our eyebrows, and we do not put lace up our noses, and we, above all, we do not glue curly ribbons to our heads and pretend that it's long hair. She looked and looked at me. I squirmed in my seat a little bit. That woman has a memory like a hawk, I tell you. Finally, Mrs. went to the board, and she picked up her chalk. On the inside of our cards, we're going to write a poem about graduation. Does anybody have any ideas for the first line? My friend named Grace waved her hand all around the chair. Roses are red! Roses are red! She shouted. Yes, hollered room 9. Roses are red! Mrs. smiled. She wrote it on the board for us. Okay, now what about the second line, she said. Room 9 hollered again. Violets are blue! Violets are blue! Violets are blue! Violets are blue! Mrs. wrote that line, too. Very good, class, she said. Now, who can think of a third line? Maybe we should try to mention something about graduation in this one. Does anyone have any ideas? A shy boy named William stood up next to his table. Graduation is here, he said, kind of nervous. Mrs. grinned real big. Excellent job, William, excellent. She printed it on the board. All right, there's just one more line to go, she said. Let's try and make the last word rhyme with the word blue, okay? She read the first 3 lines out loud to us. Roses are red, violets are blue, graduation is here. Room 9 thought and thought. Then, all of a sudden, rhymes started coming from all over the place. My dress will be new, called Lucille. My dad's name is Lou, called Jamal Hall. We made it, woo-hoo, called Linny. I like that one a lot. Just then, Polly Allen Puffer sprang right out of his chair and he started laughing his off. The zoo is P.U., he shouted his loudest. And all room 9 laughed our heads off too, 'cause P.U. was the silliest rhyme you ever heard of. Mrs. clapped her bad hands together. Boys and girls, that's enough, she grouched. She hurried to Polly Allen Puffer's table, and she put him back in his seat. I do not appreciate that kind of behavior, young man, she said. We're trying to write a nice class poem here, Polly Allen, and your rhyme was entirely inappropriate. After that, I tried to stop giggling, but that silly poem kept on staying right inside my head. And then out of nowhere, another funny poem popped right into my brain, and I couldn't even hold it inside me. I quickly jumped up on my chair. Roses are red, violets are blue, your graduation is here, and your feet smell like stink, I shouted. That doesn't rhyme. After that, room 9 could not even control themselves again, because that poem was the funniest thing they ever even heard. My teacher's eyes got big and wide at me. Junie B. Jones, did you hear a word I just said? She said, very annoyed. The missus hurried to my table and she took me into the hall and she pointed me straight to the office.